really good to see so many people here I recognize and who were supportive of my past campaigns and hopefully future campaigns, whatever that may be. I want to talk to you briefly about one thing, the awesome power of being surrounded. We're surrounded. They got Congress, they got the presidency, they got the governorship, they got the House of Representatives. It's like 16 years ago. It looked like there was no hope. 1993. Representative Kasick remembers it, Representative Portman remembers it, and we came storming back in '94. Now we lost our way a little when we came back. That's okay. We can get it back. But being surrounded lets us gain focus and move ahead. And there's a woman in this room who knows what it's like to be surrounded, and that's our state auditor. And what is really interesting is Mary first came into my life, I'll put it that way, in I believe it was 2003 in the General Assembly, and she was my next door to my office up in Columbus, and she let me use her refrigerator. Because I would always grab an extra pop that was laying around and throw it in there for those late budget nights. And you know, I'm really proud that Mary was there and I could call her my friend, and she voted against the largest tax increase in the state history. And it took a lot of courage because we were beat upon and yelled at and told that we weren't governing and we weren't doing the right thing, but the reality is we stood tall and it was the right thing to do. And as Mary has moved on after 2 terms in the state legislature, she moved on to state auditor. And she was the only Republican to weather the storm in 2006. And she ran one commercial. And since I don't have television, I had to hear about this. But the one commercial was that she didn't vote for those tax increases. And she won. And as state auditor, she's been standing up for us and investigating the misfeasance and malfeasance and whatever feasance you want to call it of all these governments around the state who have no problem putting roofs on private homes like Jason mentioned, or squandering money for other items. And she's been doing an outstanding job. And I know they fear her because we tried to pass bill after bill to give her more authority to get into auditing these things, and they never would let her do it. And when we tried to give her authority to look into the Attorney General, who we ultimately found out how bad he was, they wouldn't let her do it because they know she'll do a complete and thorough job. So it's my honor tonight to introduce my former, I guess, neighbor in the Rife Center and great state auditor and up for re-election again to be another great 4 years of state auditing, Mary Taylor.